Now this was last week's exit ticket, and it kind of puts all of the tools that I showed in the shorts videos together. So I'll go ahead and read it. It says, Zachary lists some different methods he thinks he can use to solve the multiplication problem shown. Which of these is not a method Zachary can use to get the correct answer? So what I would have students do first is they would write down on their page 8 times 4. Now, they would need to actually solve that, and most of them would probably solve it by skip counting. I don't want them to do all of it in their head because then they don't have proof of it and they don't have something to go back to. So the way we skip count, really they can put whichever one first. They can do 8 groups of 4 or 4 groups of 8. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 groups of 8 so to show them. So I would have them start off with 8. They would draw 8 circles above that. And again, this is just proof for them to show their work. The goal is for them to memorize it and have them memorize, but we're not quite there yet. So they start off with 8 and then they count their dots, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this is just proof of their skip counting. And then they would get 24 for the next one. And then if they counted again, they would get 32. So they would come back here and they would say, okay, 8 times 4 is 32. And the question is, which one of these is not a method Zachary can use to get the correct answer? So on their paper, they would write down A. Remember, this would be on a screen for the STAR test, so they don't have this in front of them. But I would have them zoom in on their screen, and this is an array, so I would have them count the number of rows, which right here, I'll write it on this side because it's easier to see. They have 4 rows, and the number in each row, sorry for the zoom, see if I can get it closer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one says there's 4 rows times 8 in each. That's the exact same thing, just flipped, which also gets me 32. Okay, now I'm going to put a check. This one does match. They want the one that does not a method. So I'm going to go to B. Now, a lot of students do choose B right here over the years because what they see is, oh, I have 8 4 times. So 8, 8, 8, 8, but they don't pay attention to the sign. So I kind of will have them write it down. And I've taught them that when you're multiplying, you only do 2 at a time first. 8 times 8, we have a silly saying for 8 times 8. It's 8 times 8, drop to the floor in a silly way. And then 8 times 8 is 64. So 8 times 8, drop to the floor. And they jump back up and then they say 8 times 8 is 64. So already I am way too big. I am bigger, I'm double 32. But I still would have to multiply that times 8 and then 8 again. So this one should clue them into that number is already way bigger than 32. So that one gets an X. And they don't know how to multiply 64 times 8 yet, but it's coming next week. And then I move on to C. C is skip counting. This is what C says. It says 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So I would have them put this in an equation. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups, and they are counting by 4. And we know that 8 times 4 should end up at 32, and it does, like it says. So that one is also correct. Now, the number lines here can be a little tricky, but really what this says, if I put my get here, and sometimes they flip the order, but it's 8 groups of 4. So on this number line, I would have students first see what they're counting by. I'm starting at 0 and I'm jumping to 4. So I'm counting by 4s, okay? And I do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 groups, which should be correct. And then I just need to make sure they're counting by 4s each time. So 0, 4, that's going to 8, then 12, 16 plus 4 is 20, 24, 28, and it's ending up at 32. So this one also matches what I have here. So if I go back to the question, it says which of these is not a method Zachary can use to get the correct answer. I would have the students circle B. So it's a lot of steps. I don't just have them look at the screen and guess. They kind of need to show the proof on their work. They have to solve it first before doing anything to see what the right answer would be, and then they just go one at a time to see which one does not equal that answer.